Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Okay, what I want to talk about is something that's I've been learning. Well, I'm always learning. I'm always asking questions, and I'm always figuring things out, and trying to figure out how things apply to me. And I'll tell you, it's not a good thing what I've been figuring out. I've gone to, well, these are different times now. The Obama era is behind us, and that was one set of problems that we had to deal with. And I say now, President Trump is trying to fix everything back, and trying to get things back on track. And we the people, need to do the same thing. We need to get ourselves back on track. And what I've done, I mentioned that I went to a gun show, and then when I did, it brought to my attention that I need to update all my gear and just everything. And I say I'm older now also. So what's happened is and like I say, I'm getting rid of the bus. So then the bus, it was designed for one thing, and I mean I set it up for one thing, and I'm not using it for that particular thing. That's why I'm going to get rid of it. So then that's another thing that got me going through all my gear. And one thing I've noticed, and I had somebody make a comment, and they said I was an old man, and my gear is old, and he was correct. And like I say, I'm not a gun guy. I know a lot of people think I'm real knowledgeable on firearms, and I'm not. I'm really knowledgeable in tactics, and I know the firearms that are used for particular tactics. And so I did get another gun. I thought I needed to. I went through when I lost my wife. No, before I lost my wife, I say she was paralyzed, and we left the States. We left our families. We left everything, and I liquidated. I came down. I had many firearms, and I liquidated a lot of them, and I kept the ones that my weapons, the stuff that I use. And come to find out, firearms. And now I've been researching, and I thought I was going to get some more stuff, and so, but I've been researching the firearms. I had people ask me about the AK, because I'm an AK kind of guy, and they were asking me what kind of AK. And so so while I'm in my researching thing, I'm checking things out. Like I say, I not only I talk to dealers, but I talk to like-minded people like myself, and I question them when they have their ARs and why they don't have the AKs and stuff. And come to find out, in the last years, the AKs in the United States, they've made so many laws on them that now they're different. And when I say different, a lot of times they're assembled here in the United States. And hopefully President Trump can get everybody back going again, and we can start importing the AKs. That's another reason why the price has gone up. Like I say, I've been hitting dealers and people that are firearms people, and I've been asking a lot of questions. And like I say, the AKs have been brought in, and then they reassemble them, and so they're not matched. The AK is not a matched set, not always. And they're supposed to be putting new parts in them and all this kind of stuff. And like I say, one thing we've learned since Clinton's, I guess, since Bill Clinton was president, dishonesty has just erupted here in the United States. It's hard to trust people. And it used to be business people were well respected, and because they got a really honest business. That doesn't always hold true anymore. And firearms have been suffering from it. I also heard George Soros have been got some front companies that do things, making parts or making guns, or they're buying off stuff, so there's no telling what all that's all about. But I say, so I'll tell you the truth, I've lost my respect in the AKs. What makes the AK really, really good is they're durable, they're reliable, and they're cheap. Now we lost the cheap part, so that's 1/3 of all the benefits you've lost. And then when you put in question the durability and the reliability, it doesn't make it a good thing. Now you're talking about something that's expensive and it's not going to do the job. Maybe we don't like maybes. Now I'm not. The thing that really bothers me more than anything is the 223 is still not a good thing. I don't really fully understand how the AR, when the AR can be changed to shoot 7.62 by 39, but like I say, I don't really know how. The bad thing about the AR is the tolerance, and one thing that I've known is the parts. Parts aren't any good. You got so many manufacturers and no parts. That's why now I understand why people build their own ARs, because they're putting good quality parts in. And I've never been worried about an AR because, you'll be able to pick them up. But the problem is now, when you're going to pick it up, why was it laying there? Well, it probably malfunctioned some way or another, or their tactics weren't right. And so, like I say, picking up an AR isn't going to be a good option either. So finding a carbine type battle rifle is going to be the challenge. I still like the SKS, but like I say, it doesn't have the magazine fed, and I know you can adapt them to that, but those aren't reliable. You lose the reliability once you start. On most firearms, when you start modifying them, you lose the reliability. And that's the one thing I liked about the AK is it's ready to go. Take it out of the box, it's ready to do its thing. You don't have to do much stuff to it. But I say, what I've learned is the AK may not be a good choice. And but no, I don't have any good options. And like I say, building an AR, you can have the fun and enjoyment of doing it, but it's the same thing. I'm ready to now I've got everything all updated. I got new ammunition. I say I bought more firearms, more specific for what exactly the kind of tactics I'm going to be using, and updating my stuff, because like I say, there's all kinds of cool things out there. And so I've been getting everything ready. Now the problem is, I'm trying to get people, well, let's go, make some noise, let's go play, shoot up the place. And another thing I've learned is everybody's mentality is, let's go to the range. The range is a place that you get familiar with your firearm. It's not where you learn to shoot. You really got to be out in the area that you're planning on shooting. You got to be out in that area. And here we got a lot of trees and stuff like that. And this is why they don't want to go out, because they know their 223s isn't going to do too good out here in the woods. So, but like I say, getting a small carbine type semi-automatic, I don't know what you're going to do. If you got some suggestions, put them down below in the comments. Give people something to think about. We're not going to argue about this stuff, so don't start getting in there and start arguing. But just say what you've been doing, or you heard about, or something like that. Give us some ideas. I looked into some 223s, and one thing that they all have in common is the tight tolerance. And as I do the research on these different firearms, they weren't ARs, but, well, I guess some were ARs, but I've been looking at all kinds, and it's not none of them have performed well. And so these are things that I want to hear more about what you got to say about these things. So you won. Everybody was giving me hell about my AKs. You won, because, like I say, I'm not pushing an AK, except for, like I say, in my 3-man meet and greet. We're not going to do no ARs. Definitely, you're going to have an AK, and that's because of that particular type of combat situation. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.